Direct and gonna shoot, perhaps. He does, an effort! Oh! What a goal from Glenn Little! Excellent ball! Oh, another goal! Andy Cook! 4-1! Nice for Burnley, a good cross, and now Little! Oh, a goal! Super goal! That's a fantastic goal, I tell you. The movement, everything. Oh, it was fantastic play. Jones in hard and low! A goal! Andy Payton! Oh, Andy Payton!
Threading through. Oh, lovely play by Little! And it's been turned in by Cook, I think. Little and Cook together will claim it.
To the byline, a good chip in! Yeah, a goal! Andy Cook! A sunny turf moor, the Gills are visitors today from Kent, lying 4th in Division 2. And the Clarets, after that sorrowful display, not that it was their fault, of course, at Adams Park last Saturday, when 2 men dismissed from the pitch. You can only say it's the 3rd time in a row that Burnley have had a very poor official. That's what's under the bridge. Burnley are here now to get 3 points, and a woeful situation with suspensions looming. Ali Pickering sent off last week, and of course Lenny Johnrose, this is his last game for the Clarets. He faces a 3-match ban next. Steve Davis is missing today, bookings which he accrued most of those with Luton. Neil Moore takes his place today in the centre half position. Can I just tell you about the mascots this afternoon? First one, the one of 2, Michael Kenyon, age 9. He goes to Gisborne Road County Primary School. His hobbies are football and walking, and Michael's favourite players are the 2 Andys, Cook and Payton. Also, Asa Emsley, aged 8. She goes to the Church of England School. Her hobbies are football and his BMX. His favourite player is Andy Cook, and again Andy Payton. Today's mascots. Hope we have a good one this afternoon, and let's hope the Clarets can win, as we always say that on a Saturday or any time the Clarets are at home, of course. Now, I mentioned to you that Neil Moore's in for the suspended Steve Davis. Let me run through the side. Paul Creighton in goal. 2 is Ali Pickering. Gordon Armstrong is the left back at 3. Mickey Mellon returns after his suspension at 4. As I said, Neil Moore at 5. Brian Reid at 6, partnering him. In midfield at 7 is Chris Brass. Up front for the Clarets is Andy Payton and Andy Cook. Back to midfield with Lenny Johnrose at 10. And completing the lineup is Graham Branch at 11. A return for Glenn Little on the bench after his injury at 12, and also a return for Ronnie Jepson, a long-term injury for the Clarets at 13. Completing the subs for the Clarets, Steve Morgan. And let's look at the Gills then. In goal, Vince Barton, once time of Blackpool. 2, Nicky Southall. 3, Barry Ashby. Paul Smith at 4, 5 is Guy Butters, Adrian Pennock at 6, Mark Patterson 7, Andy Ettenthaler at 8, Carla Arsaba at 9, Mike Saunders at 10, and 11 Robert Taylor. John Hodge, Darren Carr and Mick Galloway are the substitutes for the Gills this afternoon. With me is match summariser today, Terry Butterworth. And we're going to have a few words about the Clarets, who are just hovering above the relegation, Terry.
Yeah, they're not in a safe position yet, David. And these, we're playing the side 4th in the league at the moment, going extremely well. What is it? They've only lost 3 in 24 games, something like that, which is quite a frightening statistic. I've noticed that in 31 games they've only conceded 27 goals. So their bedrock, which I referred to the other week, is solidly based on defence. And of course they've got the leading goal scorer in the league with Arsaba. So I think they'll play it extremely tightly, and hope to hit us on the break, which is the standard away game at the moment, or what you see regularly for the away side. A bright sunshine, bitterly cold wind which is blowing from the cricket field stand towards the Beale end, which we're defending, David, at the moment.
Yes, we're over that cricket field stand. The wind at our back, the sun beaming down on Turf Moor, which makes a very, very pleasant change. But again, we can say the wind is very chilling here at Turf Moor. So it's going to be the Gills to kick this one off in the bright sunshine, early spring sunshine, it must be said. And the Gillingham side in their blue strip, black shorts and black socks. As we said, the suspension situation is coming up again. Lenny John Rose will miss 3 after this. Steve Davis is already suspended today. And then we've got the situation with Ali Pickering, of course, he's going to miss. So Lenny John Rose is going to miss the Wigan game, the City game, and his former club, the Preston game, Terry.
That's quite a... The situation is you don't get sent off. Just looking through the statistics, David, and we haven't had a goal from our 2 forwards, the Andes, for quite some time. I hope that changes today. And you always ask me for a prediction. I've been wrong week in, week out, but I'm going to go for 2-0 today, and that's 2 goals, which is far more than the 1 goal a game that Gillingham normally concede. So being optimistic, ever the optimistic, 2-0 to the Clarets.
That sounds all right to me, Terry. Here's Graham Branch, who breaks into the Gillingham half of the field. Burnley attacking the former Beale end, the east stand end of the ground. And Steve Morgan, of course, down on the subs bench today. Gordon Armstrong, the captain, taking over the left-back role here. He's on the ball now, kicks it right-footed first time, and Payton gets up there. Cook goes in. And Mickey Mellon, and a shot from him. He rifled it wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. And it's a corner.
The referee could have given a free kick then, David, because the defender just had a tug at his shirt just as he was lining up to shoot it in. It could be that fight that just caused him to pull his shot wide. Corner by Branch.
Thanks, Terry, and Branch will take that. Sun in his eyes. It's a hard, low one, much to the surprise of the Gillingham defence. And Chris Brass here on the halfway line, wearing the number 7 shirt this afternoon, plays the ball up. It's Reed's header. Moore, in fact, who's in for the suspended Davis. Moore again, who heads it down that right-hand side, but the ball out of play, and the Gills have a throw-in. Mike Saunders wants to take this one for the visitors. Takes it long down their left-hand side. Ali Pickering's in there, so too is Chris Brass, who hoists it high. And Lenny John Rose, he does well, does John Rose. He's nobody in support, but Payton takes it over here. And Mellon switching it out to John Rose, who's on the left-hand side. He's got support coming in with Branch, but he crosses first time, and again, Gillingham half clear. This time a big whack upfield by the central defender, Guy Butters. And Gillingham pick up play in their own half here. Mark Patterson. Armstrong in the way, Branch to his rescue. And the ball falls kindly, and Robert Taylor here crosses in, and a first-time effort, and a thunderous one at that, just outside the area, came in from Carlos Arba.
Oh, what a wonderful strike that was, David. Reminiscent of the goal in by Tottenham this week, but a lovely ricochet, well, a fortunate ricochet from Armstrong's clearance, and it just fell to the winger, fighted over for him, and there was a Arba. You can see why he's the leading goal scorer in the league.
Certainly got hold of that one all right, Carlos Arba there, as Gillingham try again to play it forward into the Burnley half, and there's Brian Reid. And it's played in again by left back Barry Ashby. And Gillingham have a throw-in again on that far side. Paul Smith, no relation, has the ball, just giving it to the number 10. No relation to our Paul Smith, who's still on the comeback trail for the Clarets. More sort of half-heading it there. and Andy Essenthaler trying to work a miracle over there. Still gets a throw in with a very dark blue strip, but once again the numbers very visible this afternoon, Terry, and makes a nice change.
Certainly does, David. How many times have we struggled with the sun in our eyes, looking at the away shirts and the numbers invisible? And of course, when you only see them at the most twice in the season, or 3 times or 4 times if you play them in the cup, it does make commentary difficult up here.
Clear as a bell this afternoon, the weather very clear as well, and it's going to be a goal kick to the Clarets. It's Paul Crichton in his bright yellow goalkeeping top to kick just up to the halfway line. Put out by Saunders again for the visitors. Stan Turnant with the ball. A few instructions on that far side then. Terry Hilbron is the referee, and I think possibly a bit of consistency from a referee this afternoon would help the Clarets in looking for 3 points. Crichton kicks for Burnley. A nod on from Cook, but then the central defender Adrian Pennock is there. John Rose back for I think it was Armstrong there, and Armstrong dispatches it as Gillingham pick up play here. Pushed out wide, Patterson lays it off here, and Robert Taylor gets himself a throw in for Gillingham. So very few travelling fans from Kent are making themselves heard in that cricket field stand, and Barry Ashby plays it up, and Crichton collects for the Clarets then. Coming up to 6.5 minutes gone. Nationwide League Division 2, Burnley 0, Gillingham 0. Live commentary from Turf Moor as the ball headed forward by Armstrong. Mickey Mellon, who missed last week's game at Adams Park through suspension. Cook with a push and a free kick awarded by Mr. Hilbron, the referee, who spotted that straight away. Just been saying, Terry, that the refereeing has got to be good after 3 really very inconsistent refereeing displays in the last 3 matches for Burnley.
That's been generous, David, saying inconsistent. A harsher soul than you would have said poor. The free kick comes in.
Still the ball loose, and Gillingham get it away. Brian Reid, he just spun around 1 or 2 players there. The ball ran free. And a break on for the visitors now with Robert Taylor. Cuts inside, plays it in. John Rose is in the way. That's Graham Branch dispossessed. John Rose in again. John Rose wins the ball back for Burnley. Some good play, some strong running from John Rose, and the referee gives Burnley a free kick.
On the subject of referees the last 3 weeks, we don't ask for any favours from a referee. There he was, right on the spot this week. Mr. Abrun, is it, David? And nobody on the ground could have seen missed the push there in John Rose's bite. Absolutely right, of course.
So a free kick to the Clarets then. Let's see if they can get an early goal and take a wee bit of pressure off themselves. As we know, we have some important fixtures coming up next Saturday. Springfield Park, never a good hunting ground against Wigan. But obviously things that's got to change. Good ball played in. It's Neil Moore. It's chasing that one on that far side. Runs out for a goal kick. Then after the Wigan one, of course, we got Manchester City here in a midweek match. And then on the same week, on the Sunday, we have our local rivals Preston North End, who are doing great guns at the moment. So, and that one incidentally will be featured on Sky with I think it's a 1 o'clock kickoff, Terry.
I think you're right. We're going to finish with referees, because really the best referees are the ones that you don't notice. And I did notice last night that Mr. Lynch was on Sky from Swindon, I think it was last night, or somewhere down south anyway. Quite amazing. The next 3 games coming up are all what I would call Lancashire clubs. We've got Wigan, City and Preston, so it's a bit like the old days.
Yeah, it's derby time coming up. The atmosphere will be electric in all 3, and let's see if we can start off by getting 3 points here before we take on those 3 Lancashire clubs. The ball played in again, but Crichton surely will get that one for Burnley. Been a very consistent goalkeeper since he signed full time as his first game against Bristol Rovers, on loan from West Bromwich Albion, of course. Interesting to note, Terry, Gavin Moore, the former Claret here, has just signed for Stoke City.
On a free transfer, believe it or believe it not. I would have thought he'd gone for some money, but you never know what the deals are these days with signing on fees, etc.
Certainly Burnley have had two very good goalkeepers on their books this season, Gavin Moore and Paul Crichton. Branch with the throw-in, and Andy Cook definitely held down there, and a free kick again to Burnley.
Good to see the assistant there flagging vigorously for that, because sometimes the fouls are right under their noses, as it were, and they miss them, and the referee says, well, if you don't flag, I'm not going to give it. But I've got to say the assistant there right on the ball.
So a free kick and left-hand side for the Clarets. Armstrong and Mellon having a few words. Gordon Armstrong picks the ball up, and I don't think we have a situation where the ball's burst again. I don't know, it may. No, a different one. Mellon with it then, and it goes high in the sky, and get your binoculars out to find it. Here's Armstrong, and again blocked away, and Mellon into the area, goes back again, tries to find John Rose, but Gillingham come away with it on the halfway line. Long ball played by Paul Smith, and well controlled by Carla Asaba, and Ali Pickering is in for the Clarets. Back for Crichton. Just coming up to 11 minutes here at the Turf. Burnley 0, Gillingham 0.
From what I've just seen as well, there's more to Asaba than meets the eye. He's not just a goal scorer, he brought that down absolutely beautifully. Got himself into a good position there.
The shot comes in, and it took a bit of a wicked bounce. Perhaps it was a deflection. Crichton had it covered. And the Clarets, well, but Gillingham obviously looking to get up this league, probably looking at the playoffs, looking at the situation with Preston and Manchester City, of course, but you never ever know what's going to happen as the run-in takes place from April to the beginning of May. That was a long ball played up again. Essen Tyler plays it up. Asaba, well, then pushing the back from Moore. Asaba doing a bit of wing wizardry there, but Mellon's back for the Clarets. And here's Ali Pickering. Ball up for Payton, but it's a bit too long. Payton won't give it up, of course. Back for the keeper, who has hurried into this one. And he has no time to decide what to do. He just boots it into touch. That's Vince Bartram, Gillingham's number 1. Certainly bringing the crowd to life. That bit of an incident there in the Gillingham penalty area. This is Pickering's cross, high one to the back post, but perhaps the wind getting hold of that one and taking it past Vince Bartram. Goal kick to the Clarets. To tell you also about a Pontins League match, always tell you about what's going on in the reserves. Burnley reserves and Man City reserves on Wednesday the 3rd of March, this coming Wednesday, and it's a 7:15 kickoff, and entry of course by the Bob Lord stand only. And just a reminder, of course, that the Clarets had an excellent result against Coventry Central League side. 0 apiece at the Turf, where Glenn Little made his comeback and had an outstanding game on the wing, of course. He's on the bench this afternoon wearing the number 12, and should he be needed, perhaps he might come on in the second half here at Turf Moor.
I think that's absolutely certain, David. I don't think he'd risk him by putting him on the bench if he wasn't get at least half an hour out of him, something like that.
And here we are, another volley, and what a goal! And Gillingham with their number 11, Robert Taylor, puts the Gills in front. Bit of practicing on the old volley in there. Comes in on 13.5 minutes, and Burnley go down at the moment by a goal to 0. And Robert Taylor puts the Gills in front.
What can you say about that? Absolutely brilliant strike, a goal out of nothing. See Stan Turnant on the line just remonstrating with one or two of defenders, saying you give him a bit too much room. Very little you can say about a goal like that. He'd probably hit one like that all season and be glad of it. Unfortunately, it could be the one against us. Great goal though.
So Gillingham, having only lost twice on their travels this season, let's hope it's not going to be another win for them, because that was certainly a spectacular goal. That comes with confidence, of course, and Burnley a little bit low on that at the moment. So it's Gillingham in possession. The man who scored the goal, Taylor for Gillingham. Asaba just can't control it, gets it back to Taylor on the right wing here. Left foot cross, John Rose there to head it away. Only half cleared for the Clarets. And again the ball pumped towards Paul Crichton. The Gillingham fans very perky in that cricket field stand, and why not?
You would be perky, David, after a goal like that. I mean, it was really a goal out of nothing. Who could have forecast that? Just fell nicely for him and wham, into the back of the net. Crichton couldn't do anything about it. Perhaps the marking was a little bit lacking, but you only give players at this level a yard and there's space and time to hit it, and there it is. You're 1-0 down already.
So there you go. It's Gillingham again coming forward. That's Brian Reid's header. That's out of play. Quarter-hour mark, just gone past that. Flick on from Branch, up for Payton. He gets the slightest of touches, and Brass gets the contact, and Cook chasing an awkwardly bouncing ball here with holding the ball up well. Here's Graham Branch, the wide man for the Clarets, plays an early ball in, and the back header from Mellon, and Brass chasing that one for Pickering on that far side, and oh, he's just taken away from Pickering. Asaba now, in goes Moore, and the Gills have a throw-in far side in the Burnley half then. Mike Saunders with the throw-in for them. Headed away by Armstrong. Brass goes in, and it was a foul on Chris Brass. Free kick to the Clarets. As you can well imagine, the crowd very much temporarily stunned by that, well, we can describe as a stunner from Taylor. Thing that Burnley used to do quite often. We mentioned him the other week. Frank Casper was a great one for the volleys, Terry.
Can't recall any just instantaneously, David, but I'm sure he was, because your memory is phenomenal for these sort of statistics. But I don't remember any goals. I do remember one goal down the line. I think it was against Spurs, a tremendous goal that seems to stick in my mind. But I'd give anything for two of our lads getting 2 goals like the one that Gillingham have just scored with.
Yeah, it's Burnley on the attack, however, in the Gillingham half. Cross comes in from Pickering, looking at John Rose, and the back header from the left back was Barry Ashby. Vince Bartram, no problem for him. Experienced campaigner, been around the circuit with Blackpool and Wolves and all the rest of them. A bit like Paul Crichton, he's been about as Vince Bartram, and put out by Moore on the roof of the Bob Ward stand. Yeah, Terry just asked me if he'd be any relation to the famous Sam Bartram. Anyway, he probably is. Just like Ray Turnant's related to Stan Turnant. Not true. If Stan keeps saying it's our kid, then people will believe that Ray is his brother. Now then, Taylor again, he's claiming for a free kick, not given by Mr. Hilbron, and Cookie battling away there. Ball runs away, but a free kick given by the referee, and Mickey Mellon takes a quick one. Looking again there for Andy Payton, who really, you've got to say that he has not had the service, neither him or Andy Cook, of latter matches. Taylor, who cleverly gives himself a throw-in. So it's really a return for the strikers. They must get the ball up for the 2 Andys there up front to get Burnley ticking again. Shot comes in, Crichton right behind that, with the Gillingham fans looking on right behind him. High kick again from Crichton. Would it be wind assisted? But he's a good kicker of the ball. Here's Andy Cook now, just again taken away from him. Mad with himself more than anything else. Burnley trailing here by that Robert Taylor goal on 13 minutes for Gillingham. And a good challenge comes in from John Rose, but the ball played in again, and Neil Moore gets the contact. The ball played in was Paul Smith, and Graham Branch, well, he couldn't get his head around that. And Paul Smith, yeah, the wind swirling the ball about, and Patterson plays it in again. and Reed dispatches it out of play for Burnley.
After 20 minutes, David, you can see why they're so well placed up in the league, fourth at the moment, because they do knock it around well and keep possession around the 18-yard box, which is frightening sometimes, because you think, well, the chances will come when sides do that. And if you notice, we've hardly had any notes of anything for the Clarets at the moment. I mean, they've had 3 or 4 goal attempts, and we've just had the Mickey Mellon shot.
Yeah, one to call off. That's the Mickey Mellon one. 20 minutes then, that's gone. And Crichton kicks once again for the Clarets. Free kick goes against Andy Cook there for that foul on Guy Butters, the central defender for Gillingham. Big stocky man who, well, all the defenders in Division 2 seem to be rather strong, to say the least. It's a physical battle out there. And that physical battle, it goes to the Clarets there. Free kick. So seeing if Ronnie Jepson may be called into the arena this afternoon. He hasn't played for some time on his comeback trail here. And he's a very mobile player for his veteran years of 35 years of age. But obviously, perhaps could add a bit of something also in the second half. Long ball played up there on that far side for Gillingham. Asaba plays it across the right-hand side. Now Mark Patterson quickly onto it, and, well, was it a push from Branch? And quite surprisingly there, Burnley get a goal kick.
You can usually tell, David, when the away fans scream and shout and you know, jump out of the seats that it's a penalty, and they just had a slight little request from the referee. Was that a penalty? I think their reaction told you that it wasn't.
Yeah, just went staggering off towards that cricket field stand wall as if it had a couple of pints, of course, but no penalty. It's Armstrong on that far side, and it's going to be Gillingham with the throws. No, it's Burnley throwing this on this occasion. Neil Moore with it. Oops, up again they go. Now then, Mellon looking for Payton, but not finding him there. Moore again. This time Payton onto it. Payton collects it and smacked in the back, of course, from the number 10 Saunders. Clarets on that far side. It's Ali Pickering who squares it up for Mellon, and that's wayward of Andy Cook, and Gillingham seemed to come away with ease there from that Burnley attack, who just went down the pan there. Ashby, long ball down that right-hand side by Andy Essenthaler, but Paul Crichton's there for Burnley. Match sponsors today, Sovereign Groups Limited, and the match ball sponsors are Better Solutions, or BETA. Better. We hope to get better as the match progresses here, as Crichton kicks this time with his left foot, looking for Pickering. Armstrong's in there. Mellon, oops, stretching out is Moore. And Moore plays it down the inside right channel, but it's long and it's...
More of the midfield. They've looked solid at the back, and I've got to say at the minute we've produced very little by way of offensive action.
It's quite true, as Burnley try to mount another attack on that far side. It's Ali Pickering who wins the throw-in for the Clarets. They're chasing that 18-yard area there. Payton, the man chosen. Andy Payton with it now. Turns and, oh, ran into trouble really, and that running away from Andy Cook, but Cook does well. Here's Chris Brass, who pushes it wide for Graham Branch. Can he a bit of wing wizardry from Branch? A good cross. Defenders on the 6-yard line to clear it for Gillingham, and that's the first time really we've seen Graham Branch get sort of something going on that left-hand side, and it's a lot better when he does that, of course. Flick on from Branch, looking for Andy Cook there. He's dumped to the ground. Brian Reid pumps it forward. Now then, John Rose. John Rose wide for Cook here. But Cook going to get him a tight position. Branch in support. He leaves it for Graham Branch. Branch, a right foot cross this time, and Payton, oh, it just ran away again as he tried to stab the ball. That was a handball from Ali Pickering, and a free kick for Gillingham. Spotted first time by the commentators here as well. Makes a change.
The first bit of really sustained pressure we've had, David, and it brought the crowd to life, and they needed that. They're just getting a bit frustrated because they seem to want to get the ball forward a little bit more. I'm not so sure about that. I'd sooner try and play it through midfield and wait for one of your runners to go on and hit feet, but the crowd seem to want the long ball over the top.
Yep, on that far side again, the ball bouncing about. Pickering gets hold of it, high in the sky. Cook's down on his haunches. So the referee, Mr. Hilbron, suggesting that Andy Cook foul there. He looks mystified at the ref, and Terry agrees with Mr. Hilbron on this occasion, I must say. And it was a foul. So, free kick to Gillingham then. They'll be happy with this 1-0 lead at the moment. Taylor, the scorer, on 13 minutes for Gillingham then. Oops, and that's out. Corner ball for Gillingham over on that far side. Armstrong, no options there but to put that ball out of play on that touchline. In fact, it's their first corner of the match. 26.5 minutes, Gillingham have their first. Short one. What's going to happen here? Full back. Oh, that's 2-0. Well, he's got another one. That's Robert Taylor with his second. So easy in the end. 26 minutes. Taylor grabs a brace for Gills.
He does, and it was a good corner because he just took it short to him. We'd one player up, so there were 2 against 1. Gave it to him, played it to the number 2, came through, and I've got to say I think the number 2 coming through mishit it, and it fell rather favourably for Taylor, just to really toe poke it in. Simple goal it looked, but I think there was a few errors. One, the fact that we didn't get tighter. We left 1 man on 2 when the corner came, and then a mishit cross into the box. Still a good goal, and it's 2 down for the Clarets.
They seem to be finding it so easy, Gillingham. Like I say, a miscued shot can work wonders sometimes, as that number 2 came bouncing in, who in fact was Nicky Southall, and that really what sorted it out for the for Gillingham. The Clarets can do nothing about it. Taylor has a brace on 13 and 26 for Gillingham. Burnley really need to start putting their shooting boots on if they're to stand any chance of anything from this game. It's Mellon's free kick on that far side, played into the edge of the area. The header came in from Brian Reid, who's always looking for goals coming forward. A little bit too high from the former Glasgow Rangers man. And a goal kick to Gillingham. And there's again, this is well appreciate that the Gillingham fans travelled a long way to see their side here. And before the half-hour mark, they find their side 2-0 in the lead. Here's Ali Pickering for Burnley. Cook waiting for the ball, and Gillingham comes away with it. Danger man Taylor again in possession. Smith. Patterson plays it up. Asaba gets a touch, a second touch, even the third touch. And Heston Tyler plays it back for Mark Patterson. Paul Smith in a shooting position, and a deflection and a good save from Paul Crichton. That was on its way after the deflection. I think it had it covered before that. But anyway, another corner then to the Gills. Paul Smith having a pop on goal then for Gillingham. And here's the man, Nicky Southall, who plays sort of left side with the number 2 on his back to take this corner. Up to the back post. Oh, and Crichton couldn't get there. The ball bounces free in the area, and Gillingham pick it up with Saunders. And Saunders teasing as he goes down that line as Ali Pickering puts it into touch. So worrying times at Turf Moor. Just coming up to the half-hour mark here, and the Clarets trailing by 2-0. captain for them, plays it back. Essen Taylor pivots, a shot from him again, but a tame effort this time at the near post, and Crichton had it covered. Butters plays it out of play. Clarets have a throw in. Mellon. Still Claret throw in. Pickering with it. Cook flicks it on. Adrian Pennock there. Blocked by Andy Cook, the Burnley striker. Still, it's the Gillingham who have the throw-in. Mike Saunders is going to possibly launch a long one down their left-hand side then. Out it goes, and this time the Clarets have a throw-in, but we'd like it further. Is it down or up? Down the field. Payton. Bashed in the back, of course. Oof. Neil Moore went in, and that ball goes out, and a goal kick to Gillingham.
Claret shell-shocked at the moment, both on and off the field, and I'll tell you one thing, David. Glenn Little will be on at the start of the second half. It's a firm prediction on my part. 2-0 down at the moment. I mean, let's turn it around 3-2. Oh, I could be right on for that, but you can't just see a goal coming for us at the moment, but yet every time they go forward you can see something else coming. I hope it's not one of those massive handball. That's definitely handball, and well spotted by the ref. But Glenn Little will be on at half-time, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the thing that Stan Turner has up his sleeve, of course. The very popular, a very strong raiding Glenn Little. So if he is match fit, he certainly will get half a game. As Terry said, free kick taken. Branch never really got his head to that one, as Gillingham come forward again. There's Brian Reed's header with a strong, powerful neck muscles being flexed there. Mellon lays it down for Branch. Branch, can he go at this left back here? He's number 7 on the shirt. Cuts inside with the right foot. It was going straight to the keeper. But sometimes, you know, as we saw earlier, if you hit them hard and low, they can go anywhere. They in fact could end up in the net.
They can. It wasn't particularly hard, but all the forwards are pulled away thinking it was going to be a high cross, and of course he played it in near enough to the near post, and then he was remonstrating with his forwards for saying, look, attack that space at the near post, and the Clarets didn't. They're a bit disjointed at the moment and plainly lacking confidence, but Gillingham playing with all the confidence in the world, as you would expect.
They certainly are. As a throw-in to the Clarets then, taken by Reed for Branch here. Reed plays it up past the halfway line, headed down by Payton, but Mickey Mellon having to chase that one, and Gillingham pick up play again. But now Neil Moore intercepts here for the Clarets. Moore on the halfway line for Pickering. Back here for Mickey Mellon. Ross is in space here, and he's going to push it over for Graham Branch again. Can we see him take his man on and show a bit of pace? Good cross. Oh, and again. Now then, John Rose. Oh, and a good save. And a good shot from Lenny John Rose. Just on 16 yards there. And that's the first real chance Burnley have had this afternoon.
They have, other than the Mellon shot earlier on when he pulled it wide, but that was good play there. And John Rose just got the second bite of the cherry, and he forced a good save from the keeper.
Corner then to the Clarets. Branch to take it over to that back post, and the header from Neil Moore, and a corner on the other side now. The top of the defender's head, and come on Burnley, let's see if we can pull one back before the interval here at Turf Moor. It's going to be Mickey Mellon taking them on the right hand side in the near post. Oh, and he's got it back. Mellon got it back, and the cross, which is a lot higher this time, but the goalkeeper Barton, no problem plucking that one out of the sky. Could be a bit of a disadvantage Vince Bartram not wearing a hat, with the sun beaming down here. Played inside by Cook to Branch, the defenders there, and it came off Branch, unfortunately for him. And Gillingham have a throw-in just under the gantry here on the James Hargreaves stand. Patterson to take it for them. Taylor can't get there. Reid does for the Clarets. John Rose turns well, but Brass's distribution lets him down. Armstrong plays it up, and Paul Smith for Gillingham plays it out. Pennock here for Branch. Clever stuff for Branch. Ashby lets it roll, and Gillingham throw again. 35.5 minutes gone. The ball staying on this near side. Burnley's left. Reid. Well, he tried to control it with his body, but it didn't come off. Asava's away here, and Brass to the rescue for the Clarets. He's worked hard as Chris Brass. He's obviously determined to get in the final 11. Has been unlucky not to do so. He's got such a big squad, but obviously suspensions and injuries have brought him back into the frame. Ashby, right foot cross from him, and Crichton collects it on the penalty spot for Burnley. High kick again from Crichton, right into the heart of the Gillingham area. Bartram's turn to kick high in the sky now. Armstrong clears forward over the head of Payton. Pennock plays it up again. It's all high stuff here. It's launching sort of stuff, I think, really, at the moment. Bombing the channels, as they say. This is Neil Moore for Burnley. Oh! Taylor said thank you very much, and it gives the chance for Gillingham to go into that Burnley half of the field where the captain has possession. Tyler with the ball, controlled by John Rose for the Clarets, and John Rose cuts it inside. Mickey Mellon here. Mellon on his own, going forward, very strong midfielder, looking for players in space. Got John Rose here. John Rose is going to take them on. There's John Rose. He's done well, and it's a throw into the Clarets, and John Rose going to bow out today on a high, I think, because he's looking the part, Terry.
Did well there, didn't he? Just showed him the ball and just pushed it past him and went, and that's an easy throw. Can we get a crossing from this?
Armstrong with that cross. It's a dangerous one. Can somebody get on the end of that? And the fullback was there, Vicky Southall, to block that shot. And the shot was in from Ali Pickering. A corner again to the Clarets. Come on, Mickey Mellon on the right-hand side. And that was John Rose header high over the bar there, and a goal kick to Gillingham. About 6 minutes to go before the break then, and a very gusty Turf Moor as the paper blows into Vince Bartram's goal mouth there. He's about to take this goal kick for Gillingham. Not a good one, I must say. Found a blue shirt. Payton having to look at that one again. John Rose does well again. Lenny John Rose finds Branch. Branch blocks it away at the number 7 Mark Patterson. No relation to the Patterson that plays for Bury. Oops. That was John Rose in for Branch here, and Branch, just that one too many perhaps. A very solid Guy Butters getting in the way of Graham Branch. Armstrong. Neil Moore. Again, a high ball for Peyton. Butters is there. Burnley in control again with Armstrong. Branch. Crichton backpedaling. Neil Moore. Oh dear. And that is 3-0. And that's a hat-trick from Taylor. And that has prompted the Burnley fans to be even more shell-shocked.
Well, the back header just wasn't strong enough, was it? It was a dangerous situation because there were two surrounding him. It had to be absolutely perfect to reach Crichton. Unfortunately, it wasn't, just dropped for him. And who'd have thought, playing away from home, that he would have got a hat-trick in 40 minutes. Crowd very disgruntled at that, but as a former defender myself, albeit not at this level, I know how difficult it is when you're trying to reach the keeper with somebody breathing down on you and somebody else just cutting you down as well. It'll take a miracle to turn this one round, I have to say, David. It's going to be a long second half if it stays at 3-0.
Certainly will, Terry, and as you said, every time they came forward they looked like scoring. Taylor has, well, he's found it so easy this afternoon. Bennett clears it. Burnley don't look like scoring even. More this time. Tussle going on with Asaba and Brian Reid. Brian Reid, it is, it concedes a free kick. It's going to be that free kick, short one. Mark Patterson plays it forward here. Paul Smith twists and turns, gets a throw in. And who'd have thought this, a 3-0 before the interval here at Turf Moor. Patterson, oof, good challenge. Oh, and it's a penalty. This match is turning into an absolute nightmare.
It's a rout. The 7th throw went down, just floated it over his head, got towards the byline, little trip, a little nudge, goes down, no hesitation, the referee. I'd have given the penalty, and will Taylor step up and make it 4? I think if I were the captain, yes I would. Taylor will make it 4. I hope he doesn't.
Well, what can you say about this match this afternoon? Robert Taylor steps up for the penalty for Gillingham, and he got to it, did Crichton. It's 4-0 to Gillingham, and Robert Taylor has bagged himself 4 goals. Amazing.
He did make it 4. Crichton was very unlucky that he did get his hand to it. Just stroked it to Crichton's right-hand post. He got a hand to it. It went in. 4-0 down. It's not Burnley 0, Gillingham 4. It's Burnley 0, Taylor 4. Crowd thoroughly disgusted. Let's hope. We went down 4-0 away once at Spurs and came back in the second half to draw 4 apiece. Can we have fingers crossed? Can we do it? My money's not on it. And here's me who said 2-0 to the Clarets.
Well, you can't predict football, but I never really expected this afternoon. I know there are high flyers in the Division 2, but really, I can't believe this. Oh, the missed kick from Vince Bartram. I think you can safely say that Taylor in again, but he's remonstrating with the referee. We saw Burnley go to Colchester and beat them 4-0, and I think that's going to be a similar situation for Gillingham, because you usually get a lot of goals in the first half, and then the second half you sort of consolidate, you try your best, block it up at the back, and you could imagine this one, dare I say it, finishing 4-0, but that's the way it usually goes. But very disappointing here at the Turf, as Bartram kicks again very low. Played again by Pickering. I mean, the confidence must be at an absolute low now. I mean, Vince Bartram just stroking the ball around his penalty area as we approach the half-time whistle here at Turf Moor. It's about 44 minutes gone here, and Steve Davis, well, he's obviously sadly missed, but plenty of squad players coming in. And as Terry said, will he play Glenn Little in that second half to put some respectability back into the game? And a kick long from Crichton, and again the number 6 Adrian Pennant clears. Armstrong in control, back for Crichton. Hurried kick from Crichton, of course, and that's the half-time whistle. 4-0 at the break, Terry, and I would never ever have forecast that.
I don't think Petulengro and any of the forecasters could have forecasted 4-0, David. I mean, they've got the Leeds leading goal scorer, Sauber. He had a great volley earlier on, and he's not on the scoreline, and your team's 4-0 up at half-time. Looking at my notes, with a shot from Mickey Mellon, a couple of headers, one from Reid, one from John Rose, and other than that, it's all Gillingham. The goals, well, Taylor's the first one, he then gets the second one from a miss kick, third one from a penalty. Oh dear, dear, dear. I can't say any more, David, and Ashley Hoskins is coming on with Phil Malley to make the half-time draw. Do you think they'll enjoy that? Not at all. It's cold on this country. I'll tell you where it will be red hot, and that's in the Burnley dressing room at half-time with a scoreline 4-0. And I'll make a forecast. We said Glenn Little would come on. Knowing Stanners, I think that we might just make some wholesale changes, and all 3 lads on the bench might come on, because really they can't do any worse than concede another 4 in the second half, because if they did, that's 8. Over to you, David.
Thank you, Terry. A nightmare first 45 minutes here at the Turf. Let's hope some respectability can come back into the game. But at half-time at Turf Moor, it's Burnley 0, Gillingham 4.
Substitutions for Paris. Players coming on, number 12, Glenn Little, and number 13, Ronnie Jackson.
Burnley back on the field very early before the break started again. The second half started again, I should say, and Glenn Little on as well as Ronnie Jepson, and off go Neil Moore and Chris Brass. So let's hope some respectability in this second half for the Clarets, who really look like being dead and buried at the moment. But Burnley to kick this second half off, and let's see if we can get a couple of goals at least. Andy Payton and Andy Cook there, and really Burnley have nothing to really, well, do they have to go forward? If they did go forward, you get the situation where they could end up with a cricket score, Gillingham. Don't think that'll be the case. As Terry said, the manager Stan Turner's dressing room talk would have been red hot.
It's 4-0 for Gillingham, playing into the wind. They've now got the wind at the backs. I can't see them doing any, you know. Oh, it's just, you're speechless, David, I've got to say it. I can't see them really conceding, and the 2 substitutions for Burnley, nothing to lose, have we? If we get a couple of goals back, as you said, add some respectability to the game. But they're playing for pride now, that's what I'd say.
I would totally agree with that, Terry, as Lenny John Rose there. And Ali Pickering hoists it high. Jepson, Cook gets up there, Mellon for Payton. Here's Jepson for Glenn Little now. And Glenn Little could turn this game round. It's stopped in by Pickering. Now then, Glenn Little again. A good cross from Little. Oh, and that one's straight away. Burnley are into it with Glenn Little on the field. A revitalised Clarets. Is it too late? Corner to the Clarets on that far side then. Good cross. Oh, and that. Again, the goalkeeper just couldn't hold that one, but he did eventually get hold of it.
I'd be given anything for that to go in, because what we need now when you're 4-0 down at home is a quick goal. The crowd got behind the Clarets there, the corner came over, he hit it on the half volley, not so sure because we were right behind the line, and the keeper looked like he took the sting out of it, but really didn't hit it that hard, but it was there. We went forward.
Yeah, it looked dangerous as soon as Little went down that right-hand side. Here's Taylor, a man with 4 goals. Yeah. Saw Gillingham respond with a corner for them on that far side. It was the man, Mark Patterson, on the right side for them, giving them a corner to be taken by Nicky Southall. Both arms aloft, presumably that means to the back post. One never really knows. And they could change their mind halfway through the kick. And it wasn't to the end. Oh, believe it. Taylor gets 5 and Burnley.
He's done a bones, hasn't he? And the Burnley fans around me applaud the goal because he gave the 2 arms up in the air, signifying a training ground corner. Fires it in, pretty hard corner, met it like a bullet. Crichton, no keeper on earth had a chance at it. The Burnley fans quite, I don't know if it's a gesture of support or not, but it's an ironical applause. It's 5 to Gillingham, none to the Clarets.
This stage of the proceedings, one would be shell-shocked and speechless. Now then, here's Armstrong. Jepson lays it back for Armstrong, shot from him, just wide from Gordon Armstrong. Burnley respond with an attack down the middle, but it doesn't go in, of course.
When Taylor goes back into the dressing room and claims the ball, just like Barnes did a few years ago for us, having scored 5 up to now, might I add, he'll have a look at the calendar, make sure it's February the 27th, not Christmas, December the 25th. He will think it's Christmas.
Certainly will, as Bartram kicks for Gillingham. Reed. Armstrong. Pickering. Taylor's there again. Asaba. Hesson Tyler, the captain, must be very proud of his team this afternoon. Anything that Robert Taylor does, he could even score with a bounce up here, where things are going for him. Patterson with the throw-in for Gillingham, far side. Armstrong heads it up here, and that's Mellon's ball in. Mellon again, Jepson, he hammered that one, trying to get Little on that. He's going to get the ball, Glenn Little. He'll not give up. Little again. One past the other, then the other one. Now, can he get in the return? Payton, crowded out is Andy Payton in the end. John Rose here, leaves it here for Branch. Branch lays it across field for Mellon, and waiting is Ali Pickering. Pickering picks up the ball here. Cross from him. Payton, it goes spun past Jepson and Payton. Falls to Branch on the far left-hand side for the Clarets. Back post it is. Full-back is there, and Little's fouled. He fouled him, I'm sure, there, but anyway. Cook was down, was it a push? No, Branch crosses in once again, and my word! Andy Payton from 4 yards, but I think it's a corner. It came off a Gillingham player.
Definitely a corner, but I thought that just the incident before that Cookie might have got a push in the back. The cross came over, great save by their keeper, I have to say that, and Andy Payton was falling over and just stabbed it over. Could have been 5-1. The road to recovery is going to be long.
The long and winding road. Mickey Mellon with the corner for the Clarets then. There's Reed up there. Still Reed. Fouled by Brian Reed. Free kick to Gillingham. So desperate to get a goal back at Burnley, and that's what happens. The point, Terry just says, has there been a 6-5 home victory here at Turf Moor ever in the history of the club? Somehow I doubt it, but you never know. Ever the eternal optimist here on the gantry.
The last 6-5 victory, David, was at Subbuteo in the Parkview.
Well, yeah, that's quite feasible. Table football in the Parkview after 20 pints. Crichton kicks long. Branch collects that one, picks it back into the Burnley half. Here's Gordon Armstrong, plays it forward. Clarets have a throw-in on that far side. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. 5-0 to Gillingham. Cook. Lenny John Rose on that far side. Fouled by John Rose in the end, gives a free kick to Gillingham. Some beating across that Beale stand there, and Burnley fans, well, it's over with, isn't it? This game, you can sort of ride it off. Wigan next week at Springfield Park. Ashby with the kick, long. Off for Clarets. Gills have another throw in, creeping up that far side in some lengths. And a substitution for our visitors. It's like John Hodges coming on. No, it's not. It's Darren Carr and Paul Smith coming off for them. So the first substitute for Gillingham then. Burnley having already made a couple. Throw from them. Armstrong with the header. Essen Taylor has a bit. Brian Reid kicks high in the sky once again. Chasing that one is Andy Cook. Down the line, out of play. Burnley throwing. Ali Pickering watching that one. 9 minutes gone here. Second half commentary from the Turf Moor. Little. Unfortunately goes out.
When you concede a goal, every manager thinks that it's a bad goal. Give away a goal and they all say it's a bad goal to give away. But when you think about it, what is it now, 5-0? You're losing count, you're in abacus. But there's 5 goals down, but the only really bad one was the short header. I mean, the first goal, the volley, then you had the work goal, the penalty, all that sort of stuff, the great bullet header. The one mad goal was the short header. Who are you going to blame for 5-0? Quite a strange game.
It is a strange one. Mark Patterson and first bad pass, I think, for once for Gillingham. If everything's gone their way. Ever way for the Clarets. If they just sit back and defend, of course, there's no real problem. They kick this one. I'm with. And Armstrong plays it in, back post. Jepson's up there. Little's in here. Little's quite a handful, as you may well expect. And then a good cross, back post. No Claret there. Branch is coming in for this one. Full-back Southall's there, clears it away, but John Rose will pick it up for the Clarets, gives it to Branch. In return, Armstrong here. Another cross from him, and Little's up there, but again the ball away from Little. Mellon looks on, as Little said, I'll take him on my own, thank you very much. First one way, then the other to the byline, corner to the Clarets. So Stan Turner, what is he saying to his men now? And Sam Ellis, they've a heck of a job on their hands, and they're only stood there. They can't play, of course. Corner then to the Clarets. Mickey Mellon to take it. Brian Reid fouling once again, and that time it was on the central defender Guy Butters.
Tell you what I'd be saying, David, we don't concede anymore. We give the fans something to shout about. We pull 2 or 3 goals back, at least we make an attempt of it. That's what I think I'd be saying if I was a manager out on the touchline. But really, you've got to say that, like everyone else on Turf Moor, they'll be gobsmacked, dumbfounded. shell-shocked. You know, you think of all the adjectives, but if it means that we're down on our luck, our skill factor, whatever, nobody at Turf Moor can see us coming back from this.
No, it's Gillingham again. Asaba who plays it in. Ooh, that was Armstrong's header. Burnley captain headed it straight out of play from inside his own penalty area there. And another attack looks ominous from our visitors. Patterson with that throw-in for them. Asaba to the line, he can't control it. Goal kick to the Clarets then. Burnley fans managing to gather up a song there, which is quite encouraging. Here on the James Hargreaves stand, and the song being "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life," the Monty Python's theme, of course.
Could James Stark please contact the club shop immediately, please? That's James Stark, please contact the club shop immediately.
The ball out once again on that far side. Mike Saunders, the number 10, with the throw-in for the Gills. The Clarets defending here at the moment. Southall plays it in. Asaba kicks it wide. Another goal kick. 14.5 minutes gone here in the second half. Burnley 0, Gillingham 5. It's very hard to say, really. It's rather hard in the stomach, that scoreline at the moment. Armstrong there defending. John Rose battling away, getting the ball free. Mickey Mellon here. Mellon dispossessed, the foul by Mellon, having to try to get the ball back after he'd made the mistake. Little was screaming for the ball wide out on the right-hand side. And it's just for Gillingham's point of view, it's just like a Sunday afternoon stroll now in the second half. They've done all their work, and Ashby with the free kick for them. It's going to run out. Might be a long journey back to Kent, but it'll certainly be a happy long journey. Little. John Rhodes leaves it for Armstrong. And Branch on that far side, not wanting to take him on. He cuts inside and gets dispossessed in his efforts. Brian Reid in control, back to Paul Crichton. Long kick again from Crichton. Here's Ronnie Jepson, but he can't control it. Burnley in possession here with Armstrong in the Burnley half. Back here for Brian Reid. Reid on his own, having a bit of a run. Finds Mellon, pushing it wide here for Ali Pickering. Little again on this near side. And Mellon, well, Andy Cook went down in a big heap there. What was going on? Here's Len Little. Well, he certainly keeps them busy. Another corner to the Clarets. He certainly keeps the Gillingham defenders busy, and as he weaves away down this right-hand side for Burnley. Branch with the corner. Oh, that fell unkindly. Heston Taylor got there. This is Armstrong once again with the floating cross. And again against the Clarets. Gillingham man down in their own penalty area would suggest Burnley have committed a foul. Floodlights on again. We look over the hills of the Bob Lord Stand, we can see Townley Park and the Townley School just above that. The cars lined up there. They've been down to the turf for their Saturday afternoon. Didn't expect this, Terry, really.
Put me on the spot, did anyone, David? Cracky, what do you say? 5-0 down, you just cannot believe it. And Taylor's challenging, he's after his 6th. If he hit one from the halfway line, it would go in, I'm sure. I'd love us to get a couple back, really, just for pride, and it's a good way of getting Glenn Little and Ronnie Jepson a bit more match fit, but it really is half-paced at the moment. You know, have they broken sweat?
I think they've given up because Burnley, just letting Burnley come at them, although they are defending when Burnley put the crosses in. This is Branch again on that far side, cuts in inside for Payton. Payton lay off down the left for Branch again. Branch to the byline, can he pull it back? He does, but again that number 6 is there, Adrian Pennock, and gives Burnley yet another corner in this second half. They've had a lot of corners.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. Branch did well there, and firm header just out, and let's hope that Claret can get on the end of this one. It is our 34th corner down that side.
Corner comes in, Branch with it. Oh, and right across the face. Here's Brian Reid, who's joined the Burnley attack and gives it away. Was looking for Glenn Little, but can Glenn Little? He can get it back.
That's endeared him to the fans. A bit of chasing back and working well. Cosesentala has done very well in midfield, their captain.
Yeah, Cosesentala has. Here's Lenny John Rose, Mickey Mellon. John Rose with a shot. Oh, it was creeping in, and Vince Bartram just got a hand to it the very last second, and in the corner.
I don't think he had to touch it, really. I just think he was cold and he wanted to get into the action, because I think where he touched it, it was about a yard past the post. But a corner, as you say, David, and it's Mickey Mellon.
Mellon once again on this near side with a short corner to the near post. Flick on from Jepson. Again it falls to the blue shirts of Gillingham, and Reid's in there for a strong challenge on Asaba. And Burnley's throw-in just under the gantry. Burnley's right-hand side here at the turf. Ali Pickering will take this one. There's not a lot of movement, but there he goes. He's looking for Jepson again. A trip on Ronnie Jepson by their number 13, Darren Corr, their second half substitute. And a free kick which is not going to be taken quickly. Mellon chips it in for Jepson. Another flick back from Jepson it was going to be, but again a Gill man was there. Again Burnley have this time a throw-in. John Rose. Pickering crosses in, and Cookie first time shot again, but the crowded out was the defence from Gillingham there, getting in the way of Cookie's first time shot. Armstrong, curling ball. Jepson gets the header, and Cook's here. Shot from Cook, but not much effort, not much strength on it, I should say, but plenty of effort. Pickering. Referee would like it taken a few yards back where Glenn Little did this, right on the halfway line. How he couldn't tell from that, perhaps I wasn't really taking any notice. Mellon and Jepson for Little now. And a chance, oh, amazingly gets it back. What's he blown for now? Bartram kicks again. Hit high by Ali Pickering there, and that ball will fall to Bartram again. Almost to the 10th on goal from Ali Pickering there as he launched that one high in the sky. Reid, well, he did get there. Mellon and Glenn Little now. Andy Cook, Mellon. Again it ran away from Mellon. It was some good play, and no foul. Here's John Rose. Can we get one back? Oh, and a defender in the way of John Rose's efforts. Now Mellon. Jepson. Ball play from Jepson. It's just a practice match now for the Clarets. They want to... John Rose gets it back. And the shot again, bodies in the way as John Rose from outside the area having a stab on goal.
You know, the Turf Moor crowd does amaze me at times. They're willing to cheer anything that goes right for the Clarets, and that's when we're 5-0 down. It is marvellous, really.
Unbelievable. Now then, Andy Cook. No, there's the man who's in the way again. Pennock. And Burnley have really flung everything by the kitchen sink at them in the second half, but they defended again well. They're defending their 5 goals admirably at Gillingham. And Little, marvellous to watch, marvellous stuff from Glenn Little. Gotta say. Burnley constantly in the Gillingham half. As I say that, it goes into the Burnley half. Here's Armstrong for the Clarets. Boo. There's rings of boos as a Gillingham player gets the ball. Danger man is Taylor. John Rose for the Clarets, but it falls to Asaba. And Asaba, and across the face of goal. He fancies a goal. He's a centre forward. He should have had at least one, but Taylor's took all 5.
For all the jocularity of the crowd there, they were booing the touches by Gillingham and applauding our lads to the echo. Really, Asaba got into a good position, and if he'd have squared it across to Saunders, all they had to do was tap it into the net. Would have been 6 then.
Hey, should have thought. John Rose back for Paul Crichton, a massive header from him. And the Burnley fans know this one's gone this afternoon, so they're just taking the light-hearted look at the situation. There's nothing else you can do, really, as the ball whacked again towards Paul Crichton's goal mouth. High ball again. Cheers' foul. Mickey Mellon. I must say the crowd are marvellously good natured to say that the Clarets trail by 5 goals to 0. They've got over the fact now and just got to enjoy the rest of the afternoon, basically. Eston Taylor for Gillingham, and whoops, Mark Patterson making rather a mess of that one, but he still has possession. Foul by Ali Pickering on Patterson, and free kick to Gillingham. Good as a corner, better in fact.
Seriously, if they hadn't backed it up, I could have seen Pickering getting a booking for that.
But the referee's been very good this afternoon, I've got to say. That was a rather heavy shoulder charge on Paul Crichton.
You could tell that wasn't going to be a goal, David, because Taylor wasn't on the end of it.
Branch runs into it, Branch still going. Graham Branch with 2 men around him, he turns, crosses in, and there he is. Again away by Patterson, and again Gillingham get the ball away. Reid looking at this one with Asaba, and Reid comes away with it. Armstrong hoists it. Ball's out on that far side. The raising boos from the Burnley fans. Brian Reid. Ali Pickering here. Pushing it wide for Little. Eston Taylor. Patterson. John Rose takes it away from Taylor, but John Rose is dispossessed with Southall. Ashby plays it forward. Gillingham have possession again, as you can gather from the boos.
Prediction, David, that Taylor, the goal scorer, is 5. He'll go off early to Taylor applaud of everyone on Turf Moor, I think. And he's on the volley. Oh! Just took it off his head as he was lining up to fire.
Yeah, that went over everybody's head there. Taylor was looking for, would you believe, his 6th goal here. He's actually got injured, so that's the danger over with for us. Amazing, the Burnley fans here trying to get a Mexican wave going. Doesn't work very well, I must admit, but still the fans shouting for their beloved Clarets. Free kick when Vince Bartram, what is it? Was it a throw-in? It's most probably a free kick here. No, it's a throw-in. Well, make your mind up. It's a throw-in with Mark Patterson to take it for the Gills. Taylor. Lenny John Rose back for Paul Crichton. Straight to Mike Saunders. John Rose hasn't given up. Not kept in. Linesman's flagging on that far side. Nicky Southall plays it. Whatever the scoreline here at Turf Moor, the Burnley fans always find time to give a rendition of No Nay Never, and that's about our friends down the road, of course, which we won't speak about. Believe that they were being beaten at West Ham earlier on this afternoon, so we'll see what sort of scoreline they can muster up.
And that does make it a bit easier to bear living in Accrington. I can tell you, David, I'm just deciding whether to risk going into a local Australia later on. I might do, because it does lessen the severity of the defeat, shall we put it that way. He's in the box, and he did dive there. Crikey. Somebody said Brian Phelps, but I'm not old enough to remember him.
Yeah, a real dive, that one, as if you're going off the diving board at the public baths. But Burnley in possession with Branch. Oof, that was unfortunate. Ball bouncing about here. Andy Cook holding it up. Seen better dives at Ganabas than that one. Here's Little. Oh, again the ball played out. Again, Little looking for Cook, the near post. Mellon back for Glenn Little. Right hand side, near side, back for Mellon. Mellon plays it in for the far post. Branch is up there, and he heads over the bar from 7 yards.
From Keith Barker, who's in the James Hargreaves stand. Please meet your friends in the cricket club after the game, please. That's Keith Barker in the James Hargreaves stand. Meet your friends in the cricket club after the game, please.
Incidentally, if Burnley do manage to get a goal here, a consolation at that, the cheer will be absolutely enormous, I can tell you that. And a lot of people will probably be drowning the sorrows early doors this evening, including Terry Butterworth and myself, Dave Metcalf. Ray Turner, who was due to be up here this afternoon, obviously knew something we didn't. John Rose now plays it here for Gordon Armstrong, the captain, down the inside left channel to Cookie, and just can't get it round this marker. Oh, Cookie went in like a steamroller, I can say, on the defender, but I don't think anything intentional. He was just so frustrated trying to get that ball across, Terry.
The lad's definitely hurt, because Cookie caught him with all his 13 stone or something like that behind him, and a solid 13 stone at that, and he's pretty injured, is the lad. You've seen cracked ribs for less challenges than that. I'm not saying that's a booking or anything of the sort, because the game, what can you expect? 5-0, played in a decent spirit. The referee's not had a lot to make dodgy decisions about, and he's done quite well. We're waffling, David, because there's not a lot of action from the Burnley side, really. It is a bit like going through the motions. The lads stayed down, the trainer's on. I think they're going to get on with the game without him yet. 10 against 11, we might be able to pull one back.
Yeah, he's off getting some treatment then. I think it's the number 5 Guy Butters. Well, it's Adrian Pennock actually, who's off getting treatment from the Gillingham trainer. Patterson plays it forward to Saba, and Taylor looking there. Right foot shot from Taylor. He's not going to give up in this game. He's already got 5, and he's looking for 6. And it's an amazing thing for him. He's okay again. He's Pennock. He's back on the field after that slicing challenge by Andy Cook. The wind, the gathering momentum again on the gantry. Throw into the Clarets then. Flick on from Jepson, looking for Cook, finds Andy Cook. Armstrong on that far side. Lays it in. Taylor. Lesson Taylor. Here's Patterson. Stopped in his tracks by Glenn Little. Baton gives it to Mellon. Mellon looks round for support. Obviously Glenn Little's there. And Little gets it now from Mellon. And Little, oh, and that was motoring in the wind there. Played sort of havoc with that one from Glenn Little. Left foot shot from the Londoner, and still Burnley look for that all-important goal. All-important, not really.
The all-important 6. Yeah. The wind just took that away, actually. I've just got the programme out here and just looking at the pen picture of Robert Taylor. Joined Gillingham from Brentford before the start of the season for a then club record fee of £500,000. 27-year-old netted 56 goals for Brentford in 172 appearances, and another 5 today. Not a bad £500,000 worth, David.
Excellent, that one. Here's Ronnie Jepson. Mickey Mellon. Played wide for Little. Little steps it back. Here's Andy Cook. Probably took too long. Payton, again a man in the way. Again, it's usually Andy Payton can slot them, drill them in. Ooh, and Reid and Taylor here. But I think Reid will probably get... I don't know so much. Reid does get a footed. It's a corner then to Gillingham. And Taylor, well, he's still hungry, is the man, as I said earlier. Corner to the Gills.
If you're not hungry when you get 5, David, you're never going to be. And Gills, that sounds like half measures to me, but I'll tell you what, there's no half measures about the scoreline at the moment, and no half measures about Taylor's performance today.
Easily the man of the match. Half measures. As long as you don't ask for a Kirkham Jill, Terry, I know what that means. Here's the man that's Patterson, who plays it back for captain Heston Taylor. The ball sped across to that far side, a change of play for Gillingham. I thought he'd overhit that, he probably had in the end. Taylor was looking to get on the end of it again, and Burnley forward here with Ali Pickering. Stops in his tracks and just nods it back to Crichton, the Burnley goalkeeper. 37.5 minutes gone here in the second half, and I won't say the score. Branch looking for Jepson, is it? Or Cook on that far side. Jepson's in the box. That beaten down, that cross by Andy Cook. Armstrong here. He seems to have crossed there 100 times in the second half for Burnley. The ball just kindly falling to Patterson, who launches it up for Taylor. And Taylor turns. Left foot ball looking for Saba. And the Saba, well, it was Brian Reid in the way again.
It's the first time Taylor's just stood right in front of the gantry position, and when you see him there, he looks a big lad. Yeah, strong, and you know, it's what's the word? Deceiving from this height normally to see a player, but just when he came as near as we're likely to see him, he's a big lad.
Gillingham with the throw-in then on this near side. Taylor it is, skips round one man, lays it off here. Ooh, that was a miss and a half by Mike Saunders, and he will be kicking himself, because that could have been Gillingham's number 6.
Taylor did well again, didn't he? Because it's unselfish. I thought, have a dip, you know, he's going to get 6 here, and he so easily could have done. Sets it up, teed it up for his teammate, who totally miskicked, and we breathe a sigh of relief that it's not 6.
Jepson goes up, Payton here for the Clarets, finds Glenn Little inside right channel, weaving away here. And that's going to be a little bit too long, but Little, no, not on this occasion. He just, that was a foul. The second one, I would say, was a foul. First one, no, but the referee gave Glenn Little a benefit of the doubt, I feel, there. And, well, again, frustration as Gillingham have a free kick.
It'd be silly to get booked at this stage, wouldn't it, with the big games coming up. Crikey. Wigan, City, Preston. How are we going to, where are the points going to come from, David? It's sliding down inexorably towards the lower reaches of the table, and it's a wee bit frightening.
It certainly is. Things can change so quickly in football, but looking at it on paper, it doesn't look too good at this moment in time. Reid trying to play it forward again. Bit of fancy stuff from Southall, which doesn't pay off. Andy Cook dispossessed by the man that gave it away, Nicky Southall. Let's have a throw-in over by the Stan Turner dugout there. I wonder what they're thinking. Substitute time for the visitors. Number 8's coming off. Andy Heston-Taylor, the captain of Gillingham. Big round of applause from everybody here. And why not? Nick Galloway replaces the captain for 5 minutes of the game that remains here at the turf, where the old roads lead to Springfield Park next Saturday. Taylor, you going yourself?
I'm not, David, but one prediction is right, that Taylor would go off with about 5 minutes to go to get the applause of the crowd, and I've got to say that it was very generous from the Burnley crowd as well.
Yes, Taylor gone off. Did say Heston-Taylor, but I actually meant 2, double substitution, Heston-Taylor and Taylor. So he obviously gets the ball. A man of the match award for, as far as Gillingham are concerned.
This afternoon's attendance, ladies and gentlemen, 8,981. 8,981.
8,981, just dipping below the 9,000 mark, but obviously that's got a lot to do with last week's defeat. It's got to be said against Wycombe Wanderers. Galloway's taken over from the captaincy of Heston-Taylor. He's here on the ball right now, turns round, finds Patterson, plays it forward, and here we go again. Hodge. Hodge plays it in again, looking for Saba, and Pickering to Armstrong. Jepson holds the ball up well. Jepson, well, dispossessed, fouled as he was dispossessed.
There's going to be one unfortunate Claret player, David, after the match, and that's the one that the sponsors pick as the Claret's man of the match, and you can just imagine the embarrassment going into the various function rooms up and down Turf Moor, because really he will be embarrassed. And he catches offside there and sprint out. Good tactic, really. Well worked. But who would be your man of the match, crikey? Right, you're going to ask me for a prediction. I'll tell you in a minute.
Right, yeah, looking at the man of the match is very, very difficult indeed. Obviously Little came on in the second half, showed a lot of good play on that right hand side. The winger that we know we've got, I think possibly I would give it to Glenn Little. Second half, Ronnie Jepson fouling there, fouling the fullback Nicky Southall.
Well, you've asked me to make a decision, and I'd probably go for Lenny John Rose, but really, if I'd stick my neck out, I'd say Taylor would go up from Gillingham and take the plaudits. If you score 5 away from home, that's some performance. I think he'd be mine, and it'd be something different.
Certainly would. 5, what's left? 2 minutes. Asaba shoots wide of the stanchion. High, wide and stanchion. Gets a new one. Crichton not getting too far with that wind. Just blown Terry's statistics away off the gantry. It's gone over to the east stand. That whistle, keep thinking it's the full-time one, of course. A minute remaining of the 90. Maybe a bit of injury time for Pennock, who was injured in the second half with that crunching challenge from Andy Cook. And, well, it's going to be a free kick on that far side for Gillingham. Vince Bartram to take it. The Saba fouled. Free kick then again, as the afternoon just ebbs away. 1 minute left, if that. So Terry, as we approach the end of this nightmare of an afternoon, the free kick, just we'll watch the free kick. Which way they're going to... Well, I know which way they're going to go. Backwards, happen. No, they play it forward. Brian Reid collects it. Just to sum up on a nightmare of an afternoon, one to forget, obviously. Just summing up, Terry, basic.
Yeah, they're a decent outfit, Gillingham, but I don't think they're that good, David. 5-0. We haven't punched our weight. They've been solid at the back, albeit against our forwards who haven't had really a Keiko in the whole game. Second half, we've attempted, we've often puffed, and Glenn Little has done a bit of magic here and there, and Cookie's worked. Andy Payton's not seen much of the ball. Lenny John Rose, I think, has had a decent game, but summing up their goals, tremendous volley to get them underway after about 5 or 6 minutes. Then there was the miss kick from the fullback, and they toe-poked it in, did Taylor. The bad header from our defender, well, what can you do? That was the worst one of all, I thought. Then the penalty, and of course just after half-time, the powerful bullet header. Great performance by Taylor, good team effort by Gillingham. Poor Clarets, 5-0. You've got to pick themselves up for the next few games, I have to say. Back to you, David.
Well, it's Springfield Park next, Terry, and it's going to be taking some getting back into the swing of things, but alarmingly and surprisingly here at Turf Moor, it's finished Burnley 0, Gillingham 5.
Currently West Ham United 2, Blackburn Rovers 0.
And going to shoot, perhaps. He does, an effort. Oh, what a goal from Glenn Little. Excellent ball. Oh, another goal. Andy Cook, 4-1. side for Burnley, a good cross, and now Little, goal! Super goal! That's a fantastic goal, I tell you. The movement, everything. Oh, it was fantastic play. Drills in hard and low, a goal! Andy Payton! Oh, Andy Payton.
Trying to thread it through. Oh, lovely play by Little! And it's been turned in by Cook, I think. Little and Cook together will claim it.
To the byline, a good chip in! Yeah!